out taking the shovelhead for a ride, and I bumped into a guy who has this Evo trike. And he's having a problem with his front end. It's not tracking right. To me, it's cocked off to the left side there. Something ain't right here. So I told him maybe this fall, he said he wants to bring it in this fall. Maybe this fall I'll try to fix it up on my channel. So I can't promise you anything, but I'll give it my best. What do you think, guys? Should I help him out? Pretty cool. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Getting out of here, Butch?
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay, welcome back. It's the next day. You want to say hi, Sky? Hey, listen. Stop hunting for bunny rabbits. You're never going to catch them. You're fat. You're fat and you're old. You'll never catch a bunny rabbit. If you do, I'll give you 100 biscuits. But you won't catch one. All right. As I said, welcome back. So, since I last seen you guys in the last video, I got the repop spotlights in the mail, so they're on there. I got the original turn signals, they're on there. It looks really good. I don't have all the hardware, so don't look right here. That's not the original or right hardware. And I gotta put, neither is that one. That's not the original hardware either. But looks pretty good. I like it. I have to get the original hardware for each side, and I gotta, the original purchase come with a spacer right here. So either I'm gonna make spacers or I'll find the right spacers at a swap meet. But there she is. It's not wired yet. I just wrapped it here so I could ride it. It's not wired up yet because I don't have the 3-position switch I need for the turn signals to put up there. According to Billy, I'm not sure. This one was, this one's high beam, low beam. What is this one? I forget. But anyway, Billy tells me I need, because Billy has a 66 FLH shovel head, he knows the ins and outs of everything about them these 4 years, 66 to 69 slab sides. He tells me I need a 3-position switch to make the blinkers work. Once I have that, then I'll wire everything up to make everything work right, including the rear blinkers. So that's what's going on with old Blue. All right, so you watched the time-lapse video. In my obsessive compulsiveness, I have to follow through. I need to know. Now listen, in the comment section, I got a lot of great advice from a bunch of different people. I don't remember all of their names. I'll try to list them down below here. So, all you guys gave me great advice. Even my little garden gnome, my garden gnome buddy, Kurt gave me some great advice. He told me that even these upsweep pipes will that'll magnify the problem. That smoke, if any little bit of oil collects in them, they'll end up smoking. I forget the guy's name, but he said the 3-piece rings on a flathead, which I do believe I have on here, they're just 3-piece rings individually, one piece, and they're thick. He says they take over 1,000 miles sometimes to actually seat properly. So that could be my problem. A lot of you guys had a lot of good comments, and a bunch of you said that they didn't feel that there's really a problem here, that I'm overthinking it with that little puff of smoke, and that I should just keep riding it and don't worry about it. I mean, even my buddy Rich Billy said that, because he's rode with me numerous times with this bike, and he says it runs great, runs strong. So don't worry about it. But that kind of statement bothers me. I need to worry about it. I don't like the fact that this one blows a little puff of smoke and not the front one. So in my last video, I did a compression test. This one was 75 PSI. I don't know what they should be. And during that video, I had the tank on and I couldn't put the compression tester on there to do the front one to compare, you know. Like if this front one comes out with 120 PSI during the compression test, then I got a problem back here with this 75 PSI. So anyway, let me stop yapping, and without further ado, let's hook this bad boy up. Now, I'll try to do this all in one take. I've already put a little grease on the O-ring and threads for that. Let's take out the spark plugs. They look really good. The front looked the same. So I was happy with that. So let's run this guy in there. Again, I'm going to try to do this all in one take, guys. You don't over tighten these. It's just got a little O-ring. I just tighten them by hand. If tight by hand, that's good enough for me. Plug this. All right, this is where it gets hard doing this. One take, one hand. Let me set you down for a minute. Okay. Got no PSI in here. All right. Let's do it. Let me wire tie this up real quick, just so when I'm kicking the bike, it don't shake and fall down and bust my gauge. So hang on. So forget that one take shit. All right, I think that'll work. So let's do it. Okay. Got my choke wide open. Both spark plugs are out. Compression tester's in. Throttle wide open, so you can suck air and go to town, start kicking. All right, let me get set up right. All right, here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's good enough. Good enough. Oh, I think I like what I see. Check this out. 75. Hooray! Yeah! Right on the nose. Just like the rear cylinder did. All right. That makes me feel a whole lot better. So I'm glad I am the way I am and dove down this rabbit hole and took the extra further step to take the tank off to get that reading, because they both read 75 psi. So I don't think there's anything wrong with my rings in the rear. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the cylinder wall. So that little puff of smoke, maybe Kurt is right. The garden gnome, in the valves. Okay. Also, Kurt brought up a good fact, and I was in my book before he even commented this, but I realized that they don't have valve seals on a flathead. There's not a whole lot of oil pressure in a flathead. And Kurt brought up a good point that they don't have valve seals and that they operate in an oil mist in here. So could that be where the smoke is coming from? Either way, I feel way better. It's not my rings. But Kurt said that, again, the upsweep pipes might be magnifying the issue. And any oil that would collect in here would burn off in smoke. And maybe that's why it's not doing it in the front cylinder, because it's so much of a longer pipe that it's just not pulling up in there and smoking off. So I'm happy. I don't have a problem with my rings. Or if that other guy is right, I'll put his name here, about the rings, the three rings, the one-piece ring. Maybe if that guy is right and they do take 1,000 miles to seat, maybe that's the issue there. And again, not a big deal. So I'm just happy it's not a major problem, and the Flathead is going to live, and I'm going to ride the shit out of her. So it's on. All right, guys. And everybody that helped out in the last video in my comments, thank you very much. And if I forgot your name and I didn't put it on this screen, I'm sorry, but I appreciate you, and I said it back to you in comments. Anybody that helped me out and gave me advice or ideas. And you know what else? I had a couple other good ideas that people were pointing out to me. I had a guy comment and say, not just one guy, but I had like 2 or 3 guys say, hey, don't do the bronze brazing on the tank repair, just do soft solder or silver solder. It's more flexible than the bronze brazing is, and obviously it'll be less heat. So I'm definitely going to take that in consideration and probably do that over the bronze brazing then. So again, I appreciate all you guys that help out and give me advice. You guys rock. That's why I do this. Also, Billy has got his mounting bolts now. So as soon as he gets his little greasy Dago ass over here and gives me those bolts, I can put this thing back together and test ride it. And then I'll call up Batman and get the Batman to ride it. All right, let's get into something else. All right, I wanted to end this video in a little different way. And I wanted to pull out the Dyna and start it up for you guys. There's been a couple guys in my comments that are always asking me to do some content on the Dyna. Well, guess what? Your dream has come true, because the starter seems to be sticking. I tapped it with a hammer and all that stuff. Let me pull off the solenoid cover to get to the magnet. All right, now all three of those screws are out. Gotta get it out past these wires. This starter has been acting funny for the last few years. Sometimes you try to start it and it would zing, and other times it would start right up. So she's probably been on her way out for a while now. So there you have the magnet right there. If you push that in, this thing should start, unless I have a different problem. So let me get something non-conductive to push that in, like a pencil. Okay, I'm back. Figures. My air compressor decided to start. This battery's pretty weak right now. I got it charging up, but I do have my jump pack. But let's just see what she does when I push this in. Whoa. Okay. All right, so the battery's weak. It sounded better. Let me hook it up to the jump pack and then push that. Okay, what I'm going to do is plug this little jumper lead in with alligator clips. It'll reverse the polarity in the wires, so I'll hook the jumper pack up accordingly. All right, I love this jump pack. All right, so by plugging that alligator clip jumper lead in, it reverses the polarity in the wiring, like I said. So I gotta hook it up backwards. So red to negative, negative to positive. Okay. Now let me turn on the jump pack. Okay, doesn't have enough battery to like start on its own, so you have to come here and hit the boost. Okay, now you got like 30 seconds to give this a start. All right, let's give it a shot. See what she does now. Let me give it a little more gas. Choke's on. Let's push it in by hand and see what happens. Damn it. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, hit the boost. Okay, there's the boost. Turn the key on this time, Einstein. Key is on. Now let's give it a push. Nothing. Man, this girl is dead. That starter might be locked up. She might be locked up and dead. Well, could tap on it a bunch more times, but she might be locked up. Let me just charge up the battery. Let me move over to Triumph. Maybe she'll start up, because that's another bike everybody wants to see that I don't do enough of. It's not that I don't love these bikes. I love this Dyna. It has 108,000 miles on it. I've rode the shit out of this Dyna. It runs good. But I've always been keeping my eye out on that starter. It's been acting a little iffy the last few years. All right, let me pull the Triumph out, charge this battery up, and give her another chance tomorrow. Keep tapping on that starter, maybe something will happen. Also, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this, but even without the key on, just pushing in that magnet right there, the bike will start up. It bypasses everything. It bypasses the key and everything. You push that magnet in, it'll crank right up. If, let's say, your switch goes bad on you, you can just come down here and start your bike. But I got a couple problems. The battery is extremely dead, even though I trickle charge it all winter, and the starter is just stuck. It's just not engaging. This starter's been on the way out, as I said, the last few years. I replaced this starter on this bike many years ago. I'd have to say 15, 20 years ago, I put a brand new starter in this bike. I remember doing it. I didn't have any of these sheds. I had a little shed that sat right there, the chicken coop. And I changed the starter out. To change the starter out, you got to remove the primary, because you just can't pull it out from that side like more modern bikes. You have to remove the primary cover just to change the starter, because there's a pin or a clip or something, I forget what it is, that holds it in this side. Because I remember when I was doing it, yeah, because it had to be 20 some years ago, I'm pulling on the starter and it wouldn't come out. It just kept going back in. Like I was like, uh-oh, something's holding it on the other side. This is before I had a manual on it. This was my first Harley ever. That's it. This video is going to end on a sour note. But you guys will get the Dyna content that you've been asking for, because I am not going to let this bike sit with a bad starter. I'm going to have to change it, because my buddy Zuber is going to be riding this bike. I always let my buddy Zuber ride this bike when his bikes were down and we'd go bike riding. This was always my let a friend borrow this bike to ride when their bikes were down. So I got to get this back up and running so Zuber can ride it. We can take some rides together. All right, let me pull this old girl out, or not. I don't know if I want to end on two sour notes, because the jets will be clogged, and then I'll be pissed off that it'll just go putt-putt but won't stay running. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Frustrating. Check out all my boys. Check out Hippie's Chopper Corner. Check out Ralph. It's My Time. Let's go. Gus. This old chopper. Go check out T-Bone at Rolling with T-Bone, and all my other buddies. Terry Massey, Edzilla, X, all the usual suspects. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.